So last class we discussed just a brief on migration, how we do migration, and what we a greenfield implementation, what we do in greenfield implementation. Okay. So now, as I said, we'll discuss some steps in migration process. Okay. Take the heading. Take the heading migration process. Next week we'll see the system also. We'll start in system migration process. First we'll see migration process total cycle. Then we'll see greenfield implementation. Okay. Migration process. Migration means converting the client from ECC to S4 HANA. Migration means converting the client from ECC to S4 HANA. Migration means converting the client from ECC to S4 HANA. Migration means converting the client from ECC to S4 HANA. Migration means converting the client from ECC to S4 HANA. Make it note. In migration project, we have three main activities. Pre-migration. First one, pre-migration. Second one, technical migration. Third one, post-migration. In migration project, we have three main activities. First one, pre-migration, technical migration, post-migration. Pre-migration, technical migration, post-migration. Make a note. Next line. Pre-migration and post-migration will be done by functional consultants. Pre-migration and post-migration will be done by functional consultants. Pre-migration and post-migration will be done by functional consultants. Pre-migration and post-migration will be done by functional consultants. So mainly SD and FI consultants will involve here. sorry, SD and MM consultants will involve here. For what? Tell me, as per last class understanding. Mainly SD and MM.
Business
Customer
partner.
master and vendor master.
And
In the pre-migration activities, MM consultants will be pitched in to migrate the vendors, and SD will be done by the customers. And the post-migration activities, like when we do,
We are pre-migration, only pre-migration.
yeah, pre-migration like DB configurations, then
Customer master and vendor master, sir.
What? Customer vendor what?
customer, CV integration,
Unmuted.
vendor integration will be
Customer
done by
master and
the
vendor master to BP.
Customer master and vendor master need to migrate to BP.
Okay.
Vendor master by MM.
Customer master and vendor master should be migrated to BP.
yes.
Customer master and vendor master should be migrated to BP. So that is the main activity in pre-migration. So the
We
main
need to do
activity in
configuration.
pre-migration is, one second, just try to understand. I'll give the notes. The main activity in pre-migration is customer master and vendor master should be migrated to BP. So we have a tool. SAP has provided tool to migrate customers and vendors to BP. But for that, we have to do configurations in pre-migration server. We cannot just go to the tool and you cannot migrate customers and vendors to BP. You have configurations. You have to do that. You have to do all the configurations. You have to you have field mappings. You have to do the field mappings. ECCS for our customer and BP field mappings. You have to do that. Then during migration, migrating customers to BP, vendors to BP, you will get errors. We have to solve those errors like that. It's a activity. It is not just like go to the tool and migrate customers to BP and vendors to BP. There are some pre-configurations required. There are some field mappings required. So all those we have to do in pre-migration server. So we'll do that SD and MM. Who will do that? SD and MM. So pre-migration activities, mainly SD and MM consultants will involve. For what? To migrate customers and vendors to BP. Make a note. In pre-migration activities, in pre-migration activities, mainly SD and MM consultants will involve in pre-migration activities. Mainly SD and MM consultants will involve in pre-migration activities. Mainly SD and MM consultants will involve to migrate customers and vendors to BP. To migrate customers and vendors to BP. To migrate customers and vendors to BP. Okay. So in pre-migration activities, main role is SD and MM. For what? To migrate customers and vendors to BP. Customers SD will migrate, SD consultants will migrate customers to BP, and MM consultants will migrate vendors to BP. Okay. Next. Make a note. Technical migration will be done by ABAP and basis team. Technical migration will be done by ABAP and basis team. Make a note. In technical migration, the main activity is in technical migration, the main activity is in technical migration, the main activity is the data will be converted from ECC to S/4HANA. The data will be converted from ECC to S/4HANA. The data will be converted from ECC to S/4HANA. The data will be converted from ECC to S/4HANA. Which data configuration? Make note. Configuration data, master data. You can say total data, but example, configuration data, master data, transaction data. Bracket. So take it in bracket, configuration data, master data, transaction data. So 100% everything will be transferred to S/4HANA. Whatever the data you have in present, the total data will convert to S/4HANA. So that is what the activity in technical migration. Next, take this. Now we'll see one steps in pre-migration and post-migration. Okay. So system-wise, what is the prerequisite to migrate to S/4HANA? System point of view.
It is ECC, and the database can be any of the five, like SAP SD, MaxDB, or Stone.
Oracle, Sybase.
No, I'm asking
And
not database.
version is
System-wise.
6.0, enhancement package is 7.0. Should be there.
Okay. So EHP 7 is the prerequisite to migrate the clients from ECC to S/4HANA. EHP 7 is the prerequisite to migrate the customers from ECC to S/4HANA. Like that, uh, when the system is ready uh, for migration project,
Hello, sir. Voice is not coming.
Sir, are you telling some?
Hello? Sir, we are lost your
now
voice,
clear,
sir.
clear, clear now.
Hello. Yeah, yeah, you can hear.
Is it clear?
Yes, yes.
Which clear, sir?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So that is system-wise, that is a prerequisite. Now, if the system is ready, suppose this is my SAP ECC system. Now this system is ready for migration. So here we do pre-migration activities in this system. What is the application? ECC. And what is the database?
Oracle or Sybase?
One or Oracle.
Oracle or Sybase.
Sybase. Yeah.
Okay. Now here first prerequisite is basis will apply SAP nodes in your regular system. Basis will apply SAP nodes. 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 Then your system is ready for migration process. Your system is ready to do migration configuration. So basis will apply SAP nodes. Of course, we are not related to that. But without applying SAP nodes, we cannot start our migration configurations. Okay. Now here application is ECC. This is normal, like SD server. This is your SD server. In that SD server, basis will apply SAP nodes. Then you can start your migration process. Okay. So here take heading pre-migration configurations. Pre-migration configurations. Pre-migration configurations. First one, define BP roles. Define BP roles. Define BP groupings. All these we'll see in system. Just I'm mentioning that. Steps. Or else first you take first step, BP activation steps. First step, BP activation steps. Then second one, define BP roles. Third, define BP groupings. Define third step, define BP number ranges. Then define BP groupings. Define BP groupings. Then field mappings. Field mappings. Then assign customer account groups to BP groupings. Assign customer account group to BP groupings. Assign customer account groups to BP groupings. Sixth one, assign customer account groups. So this is first one. Assign customer account groups to
Seventh also.
BP roles. Then first BP roles. Then assign customer account groups to BP groupings. Then seventh one, run upgradation.
Sir, this is one, sir. 8-1 sequence is different.
1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Run upgradation, check report. Take up to this. These are all just steps. But what we do inside that we'll discuss in when we end next week onwards, when we enter into subject in system. Okay. Over.
Eighth one is run upgradation check report.
Run upgradation check report. We'll discuss about that. Take up to this.
Done, sir.
Okay. So this report will tell you whether any errors or mistakes in your BP configuration. We call CVI. CVI means customer vendor integration. This report will give you the errors in CVI configuration. CVI means what? Customer vendor integration. Customer vendor integration, or you can call BP configuration. Here, correct word is CVI because we have to link up customer and vendor configurations, account groups and BP groups like that. This link up should be formed properly, otherwise it will show here the problem. Make a note. This report will inform the result of CVI configurations. This report will inform the result of CVI configurations. This report will inform the result of CVI configurations. That is whether the CVI link is success or not. That is whether the CVI link is success or not. That is whether the CVI link is success or not. So it will tell you we have steps. It will tell you any error, it will display, and if you click on that, it will take you to that error also. So this is configuration friendly here. This report, it will show everything steps. Where is the problem? What it will take you. Then you have to correct that like that. So run upgradation check report. This report will inform the result of CVI configurations. That is whether the CVI link is success or not. Bracket CVI means what? Take that. CVI means customer vendor integration. CVI means customer vendor integration. CVI means customer vendor integration. CVI means what? Customer vendor integration. Okay. So we run this report after then any mistakes it will show you which account group is not mapped. So like that, it will display everything. We go and we map that because we miss some, because in real time clients will have account groups, different account groups. All account groups should be mapped with BP number ranges, BP groupings, and we have to link up. We have to link the number ranges, groupings, customer account group, BP group, all those configurations. We do. If you do any small mistake, system will inform you that this mapping is not done like that. Then we go and check. We correct that with the help of this particular report. Run upgradation check report. Okay. Next, here runs item check report. We call total. Run simplification item check report. 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 See, above report is only related to CVI. It will inform mistakes in CVI link, CVI configuration. But this report will tell you what are the errors in all modules. So this report will give the errors related to all the modules. This report will give you errors related to all the modules. So here we have some classification. These errors will have some classification. So these errors, return code, we have return codes. Any error if return code is greater than 7, that error should be solved. Here in this report, any error if return code is less than 7, you can skip that. That error you can skip. No need to consider that. So here error code is main. Greater than 7, that error should be solved. Otherwise, basis team cannot do technical migration. It will stop technical migration. So it will show basis. It will inform basis that there is some error in SD. Then basis team will call you. Please go and check item report. It is showing some error greater than 7. Please resolve that, like that. Then we go there. We check what is the error means. Will not give basis to inform that. We have to cross check first before giving the system to technical migration. We'll see that in system how to check that report and what errors you will get normally. That we'll discuss in system. Okay. Upgradation report also we'll see what kind of errors you will get, what kind of errors it will show. Okay. So here mainly make a note. Run simplification item check report. This report will display the errors. This report will display the errors related to all the modules. This report will display the errors related to all the modules. This report will display the errors related to all the modules.
Sir, all the modules means only MM and SD, right?
No, all means FI, CO, PP.
Okay, sir.
Sir, what is the return code, sir? Actually,
Return code means the error code. It signifies that whether you need to solve or not. Greater than 7 means you have to solve. Less than 7 means no need to solve.
okay. Yeah.
You have
Why
some
we
errors.
this 9th step actually? Basically, the item check report in a sense it is for how it will work, sir. Actually,
That we'll see in system.
okay, sir. Yeah.
What kind of errors it will show, module wise how it will show, that we'll discuss in system. So here every error will have this number we call return code. By seeing the number we come to know whether you have to address that or not. So any error if it is greater than 7, you have to address, means you have to solve that. Otherwise it will stop technical migration. Any error, normally SD, MM, you will get error related to customers. If any one customer is not migrated, it will show 12, error code 12. So and so customer is not migrated. Or if CVI link is not success, here also it will show. BP, error, return code 12. SD, MM, you will get these kind of errors. SD and MM. Other modules, FI, they will have some GL related errors. They will resolve that. GL related balance related like that. They will have some errors. Okay. But SD and MM point of view, the main errors is related to this configuration, BP configuration, and any customer is not migrated, any contact person is not migrated. Then it will show the error code 12. 12 means greater than 7, so you have to solve with it. Without that, they cannot do technical migration. So SD and MM point of view, the main errors here you will get is related to the customers and vendors. It will show that some customers are, it will not show the number, but it will show some customers are not migrated to BP, or some vendors are not migrated to BP, or some contact persons are not migrated to BP, or link is not proper, like that. So this kind of errors you will get. It is all related to BP only. Okay, CVA. Next. So this report will display the errors related to all the modules. Make a note. Next slide. In this report, if return code is greater than 7, in this report, if return code is greater than 7, in this report, if return code is greater than 7, that error should be solved. If return code is greater than 7, that error should be solved. That error should be solved. Otherwise, system will stop technical migration. Otherwise, system will stop technical migration. Otherwise, system will stop technical migration. System will stop technical migration. Make a note. Any error if return code is less than 7, any error if return code is less than 7, you can skip the error. 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 So this is about simplified item report. Okay. Now, if there is no errors in means if you solve the errors, not only SDMM, all FI also should solve. If simplification item report is okay, then we migrate all customers and vendors to BP. Okay. For migration, SDMM, if there is no errors, we can migrate. Even if you have errors, FI errors, that will not stop migration process. But technical, it will stop. Technical migration, it will stop. So if you want to migrate customers and vendors to BP, make sure that there is no BP related error in item check report. SD and MM, both. Okay. Now, next 10th step is migrate. This is the main activity. Migrate all customers and vendors, means I'm taking both, but customers we do, vendors MM will do. So migrate all customers and vendors to BP. Migrate all customers and vendors to BP. So we migrate all customers and vendors to BP. Make a note. So this is the overall activity. Means inside we have configuration that we'll discuss in subject. But these are steps. Okay. Make a note. After migrating all customers and vendors to BP, 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 after migrating all the customers and vendors to BP, then we will give the system for technical migration. Then we will give the system for technical migration. Okay. So once you come after 10th step, we give the system for technical migration. Technical migration. So this will be done by whom? ABAP and basis. Okay. Then after that, all the data, once technical migration is done, they will take 3-4 days. All the data will be converted to S4HANA. So it's a new system. It's a separate box. ECC box, ECC server will not suit for S4HANA. The ECC server, it will not suit for S4HANA. So client has to purchase new servers for S4HANA. Client has to purchase new servers for S4HANA. So the old servers which client purchased 5 years back, 10 years back, so that server will not work for S4HANA. So it's a new server. S4HANA is a new server. We call box actually. So it's a new box. It's a new box. So you can take this. This is the new box, new server. This is the new server, S4HANA server. We call, actually our terminal, we call box, new box. So client has to purchase new box, has to purchase client.
So instead of migration, they can go for the greenfield implementation, sir. Why they have to buy server again?
Greenfield will take time. No, greenfield also they have to purchase new server.
Okay.
If they want to go for greenfield also, S/4HANA previous ECC servers will not work for S/4HANA. In Greenfield also, they have to purchase new servers for S/4HANA implementation. Client has to purchase new servers for S/4HANA. Okay. So here, this is a new server. Now here we do post-migration activities. Post-migration activities. Here, application S/4HANA. Here application is S/4HANA. Database, Oracle, sorry, HANA database. Here you will find all your data in S/4HANA. You will have this available. You can see this physical box, but now you don't use this previous one. Now you will use only the new server, the new box. Okay. Now this is of no use after S/4HANA. The previous server is of no use. Now client will decide what to do with that. Is there any alternate usage for that, or they will sell it, or it depends on the client. But there is no usage with the old boxes, old servers, ECC servers. After once you move the data to S/4HANA. Now here we'll see first first step. We'll take post migration activities. First step, we do BP activation steps. Again, here also you'll have BP activation steps. BP configurations for direction, BP to customer. What is that? We'll see. BP to customer, BP configurations. We have to do BP configurations again in S/4HANA server. But direction here, BP to customer. What is that concept, BP to customer? That we'll discuss when we enter into subject. Okay. So here, migrate, credit master, migrate, condition master, migrate credit master, migrate condition master, then do credit management, configurations. Up to fifth step, mandatory. Remaining optional, BRF, seventh, settlement management, configurations, eighth, advanced, ATP, like that. Over. one.
Done, sir.
Okay. So this overall, this is what we do in. Sorry.
FSCM will be done in point number 5, credit management configuration.
Yes, both integration.
Okay.
Not only FSCM, FI and SD integration.
Okay.
Okay. So credit management configuration BRF 678 is optional. If client asks, then we do. Okay. So this is what the basic idea about what we do in pre-migration and post-migration. Technical migration, of course, we don't involve web and basis. But pre-migration, what we do overall, and post-migration, what we do overall. So this idea, in depth, we'll see when we enter into subject. Okay.
Sir, what is BP2 customers are again here in the post migration?
That I mentioned actually, you don't understand. When we enter into subject, we'll see that what is the direction and all. So here ECC we call customer to BP. Here we call BP to customer. What is that? We'll see when we enter into subject.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now here I'll show you one second. See this here landscape. If you want to take this pic. Here first production server. They will take production server backup in sandbox. If client is having sandbox in ECC. You know landscape, arrangement of servers. As per client's landscape, we arrange same number of boxes for S4HANA. Client will purchase same landscape for S4HANA. Okay. Now see this Excel. Now first we take production backup in sandbox server. We take production backup in sandbox server. We take production backup in sandbox server. So this is a normal process. Why it takes 3 months? So first we do process in sandbox first server. So they take production server backup in sandbox and present it is in ECC. This is server. They take the backup in this server. Okay. Then basis will apply SAP nodes in this sandbox server. Then we do pre-migration configurations, BP roles, BP, whatever we discussed already previously. So we do all pre-migration configurations. Then we generate TR, transport request. We save it in one TR. Then we migrate all customers and vendors to BP. We migrate all customers and vendors to BP. After that, we'll give this sandbox system for technical migration. They do technical migration. After that, this system is ready with S/4HANA. So it's a new box, new server. So the data will be moved into new server. Now here we do post-migration configurations like BP configurations, credit management, BRF, advanced ATP settlement management, etc. Then we do post-migration activities like migrate credit master, migrate condition master. After that, we finally do testing here. Is everything fine? All data appears here. All the credit master appears. Do some credit management scenarios and check like that. So we do testing and we confirm, okay, everything is fine. So this first process will take almost 2 months. First process, it's because here you will get all the errors. You have to solve the errors, BP related. We have to do configurations. You have to do field mappings, etc., etc. We discuss overall. When we enter into subject, we'll see that. So we have to do total configuration here only and save it in TR. So that no need to do again. Here also, post migration also save it in different TR because here server is different, you will get different TR. Okay, after that, finally you do testing. You do testing and check everything fine, working fine, credit management, BRF, BP related, credit master, is it migrated, condition master, like that. We do checking everything. Then second, they will take second landscape, which is development server. Development server. Okay. Now here again, we take the production server backup here. Then basis will apply SAP nodes in this server, development server. Then we transport all the requests. We don't do configurations again, so that you can save a lot of time. We transport the configuration we already saved it in request. So we move the request here. Then here we migrate again all the customers and vendors to BP, because here how much time it will take sandbox? Tell me, to do everything. Sandbox, how much time it will take?
2 months, sir.
2 months. So in these 2 months, you might be having some new vendors, new customers. So you have to migrate all again. Okay. So here, after migrating all, migrate is a manual process. You cannot move that migration. You have to again migrate. It will not take much time, but it's a manual process. It means we have a tool. Manual, why I'm saying manual means you have to do it manually. Configurations you can move. Now, this development server, give it to technical migration. After technical migration, this development server, you have new server, S/4HANA server. All the development server existing ECC data will be moved to S/4HANA server. Here, we move the request. Already we created request sandbox. We move the request. Then we do post-migration activities. Migrate credit master, migrate condition master. Remaining all configurations it will move. And do testing again. Like that, this will take another 15 days. This will take another 15 days. 2.5 months. Now, third activity, quality server. Same process.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Small
One
question.
second. One. Not your mic. So production server backup, basis will apply SAP nodes. Then we transport the request from here to here. Then again we migrate all customers and vendors to BP. Then we give this to technical migration. After technical migration, you will have new server ready, quality server. All the data will be moved to S/4HANA server. Okay. Now this will take another 10 days. So we'll have 5 days. So that in these 5 days we do directly here. So we transport the request in production server and we do technical migrate all customers and vendors to BP in production server. Then we do technical migration. So in technical migration, server should be, they take downtime. You know downtime? Client has to stop the business. We call downtime. After that, this production server is ready with new server S/4HANA, new box. All the data will be moved and we move the request. We will move the request and we do post migration activity. Take this pick. Take the pick. So this is why it will take 3 months. First glance means the first server, it will take most of the time 2 months because most of the errors you will get here itself. Then for second server, it will take 15 days. Third server, it will take 10 days. Finally, we do that in production server. This is the process. Take this pick.
Sir, up to these 3 months, our regular operations were done at ECC. Is it right, sir?
Yes, yes. Till we declare go live up to this step, production server is ready in S/4HANA. We do the activities in production server. We do in ECC only.
Okay, sir. In this time, any operations our last we migrate that last one. It's production server. Is it right, sir?
Yes, yes.
During this period, we done that some more new customers, vendors, or invoices, and everything.
So we migrate all customers present, all customers and vendors to BP here in ECC. Then we give this server for technical migration. They take 2 days. These 2 days server should be no transaction should happen. No customer master, no vendor master, nothing. They have to stop the business. Downtime means no business, no transaction should happen. Then your system is ready with S/4HANA. After that, everything you do.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, just take the pick. We'll discuss this again. Just 3 months. Why it takes 3 months? That I want to explain that. Just take the pick. Notes we will send it to you.
So production server backup, whatever the data it is there in the production, we will take that to sandbox, right?
Yes, yes. We'll discuss this again. This actually end of the. We'll discuss this again in project. Means just take this for understanding. So basis will first take the backup into sandbox server. That basis will roll. Then he will apply SAP nodes. Then we do our configurations in sandbox server. We generate TR, new TR. Then we migrate all customers and vendors to BP. Then we'll inform to technical team. This system is ready for technical migration. They do technical migration for sandbox server. Then new server is already available, sandbox. So all the data will be moved to S/4HANA server. Okay. There we do post-migration configurations. We generate TR and we do post-migration activities and finally we do testing. If it is okay, then we start second process. In second process, configurations will not happen. Why? In development server, configurations we don't do again. Why?
Because we transport
Unmuted.
sandbox
Already
to
we given in
develop.
Development server.
Already we generated TR. We'll move that TRs from development server to quality server. Pre-migration 1 TR, post-migration 1 TR like that. Okay. Just take this, pick. Again, we'll discuss this later stage. Actually, we have to discuss later stage. So someone asked why 3 months. So I just want to inform.
Sir, in the
Sir,
development
Sir, in
server,
pre-migration,
only the new customers and vendors only will migrate to development server of S4 from ECC
No,
development or
total.
all the customers? Total again.
Total again.
Okay. For example, if Sandbox has 100 customers and again if you have developments 105, again we need to transport 105.
105, yes. But don't get into that. Just for understanding, we discuss this again.
Okay,
Because this
sir.
is after migration, we discuss this.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
This is
Sir,
only
Sandbox
for.
is standard in this case.
No, not required. You can have development, quality, production, 3 servers also. Just it's an example.
Okay.
Okay. Pick. Did you take and pick? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We have taken.
Just go through this, but anyway, we'll discuss this again. We'll discuss everything again. This landscape and all. Okay.
yeah, so one thing,
understand.
do we also take care of these open documents in the pre-migration, like open orders or deliveries? Where is it done?
Technical migration, they will take care of everything. Open, close, all transactions will be converted to S4HANA. We don't do anything related to open transactions or closed transactions, nothing. In pre-migration, as per your understanding, tell me what we do. Till now we discussed. In pre-migration, what we do?
Sir, in pre-migration, we do the customer vendor integration configurations and BP configurations, and we will migrate the customers and vendors to BP, and
Yeah.
followed by 10 steps. If you go individually.
We do only this. In pre-migration, we do BP configuration, CVI link, and we migrate customers and vendors to BP. That's it. Remaining data will be converted at the time of technical migration. Remaining data means you name anything. Whatever the data you have in ECC, the total data will be converted to S4.
Sir, including customized data also, sir, because some of the customers. Yeah. Okay.
Everything, Z data, Z tables, Z enhancements, every data, 100% it will migrate. You name any data, it will migrate with the technical migration. 100% data in ECC will be migrated to S4HANA. 100% data. That's the reason I'm not saying this. Otherwise, you will ask what about this. So I'm saying 100% data. If I give examples like configuration data, master data, transactions, then you will ask Z data also. Then you will ask one more, that data also. So everything, 100% data will migrate from ECC to S4HANA.
So does it migrate batch jobs also?
Whatever the data you have, everything it migrates.
Okay.
100% data will be migrated. Okay. So just take this pic. Okay. So next week we'll have server ready, our ECC system. You have to start the configurations from next week. When the system is ready, we'll inform you. You can take the access and start your enterprise structure. Start creating some account groups, some 2-3 account groups. new account groups, copy 0001, and create some customers and create some materials, maintain the data, what you are creating, because you need to compare this in S4HANA, all your data. So everything have a record in Excel or your notes, make a note of it. What are the customers you created? What are the materials you created? And do stock posting, inquiry, quotation, order, delivery, invoice. Try to do basic. Someone said, can I practice third party, STO, some. You can do all these, whatever you want, you can practice here in ECC. Same, you can also check in S4HANA after my technical migration. So take the server access and do everything, basic things, not BP related, that we'll discuss in the class. So take the server, do enterprise structure, create new account groups, create some customers, because all these, create some materials, stock posting, create inquiry, quotation, order, delivery, invoice. If you want to practice any other thing like SQO, third party, something you can practice. And BP related will start next week. Okay. Next week we'll tell.
Sir, the class is for 1.5 hour or 2.5 hours?
Actually, starting, it will take 2 hours when we start the subject next week onwards. So later, it will take 2.5 hours. Starting, we take only 2 hours. Later, we increase half an hour more.
Okay.
Sir, while setting up the SDA configurations in ECC server, so we will encounter with the FI configuration, sir. When we do that, we will get errors. Can we do the changes by ourselves if we know?
You can do,
for example,
normally in
OB52.
ECC, you can do all those.
Yeah, how we used to do in EF.
Yeah, normal in ECC, whatever you do, you can do everything. There's no.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, in which month we can prepare CV for this?
Actually, after completion of migration, you can prepare CV, because most of the companies, they ask for migration. So after completion of migration, we'll have resume class. I'll inform you.
Okay, sir. Will it be entire Feb or March?
That I cannot tell you now.
Okay,
But
okay, sir.
after
Because
migration, yeah, after fourth week, you will have resume class.
okay, okay,
Not,
sir.
not from this week. Next week onwards, the fourth week, you will have resume class.
Okay, okay, sir.
But remind me, after migration, we'll have resume class and questions on migration. We'll discuss that,
Okay,
so
sir.
that you can update in resume. Okay.
Yes, sir. Because, sir, I have completed recently my SAP ECC batch.
Okay.
That is why.
Okay. Fine. Which batch you are?
6:30.
Okay.
Okay.
Not any.
So that we spoke before, like 5 years of experience. Hope so you remember.
Yeah. Then after migration project, remind me. We'll have class on
Okay, okay, sir.
resume and interviews. Okay. Next week we'll continue. Thank you.
Sir,
Thank
in
you,
this
sir.
course, actually, are we covering any archiving project activities? Because in S4HANA, we will have that, right?
No. Okay. Next week we'll continue. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.